Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Top of the evening to everyone. Lot later of a show, almost 12 hours later than I typically go. But we are here, we are live, we're doing well, and we got some NBA games to talk through. So we'll get into it. Quick recap of yesterday. Not a good day for myself yesterday. 0-2 day. We had first one I want to talk about. First loss I took was on Detroit. I took Denver first quarter, and they just came out really flat. I didn't expect that coming off the big loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They did cut it to 1 and probably had a chance to get the plus 1.5 in the first quarter. However, some late free throws, a missed shot by Jamal Murray, and that bet was a loser. The other one was on Tyler Kolek. And that was a great read, excellent read. He finished with 9 points and assists. We took him over 10.5, 11.5. I thought both of them were good. He had 6 assists, 3 points. He shot 1 for 7 from the field. He was the only player on the New York Knicks yesterday that didn't have a positive field goal percentage. So that was an excellent read. Sometimes you're just going to have that variance. Tyler Kolek to go 1-7 against the Wizards. He got the minutes that I thought, shot attempts, all that. He just couldn't buy a shot yesterday. So I don't think he even made a 3 yesterday, or he made 1 3. So those were the 2 losers yesterday. And then, of course, the 2 plays that I left off the bet slip were winners. We talked about taking Philly yesterday plus the points. They got the job done against the Golden State Warriors. We talked about taking really wanted Phoenix last night in Portland. And even though they started the game off super slow, I think they were down by like 15 points in the first quarter. They came back, not only won the game, but covered the spread. They are still the best ATS team in the league. So I got to do a little bit better today. There's a couple things that I'm looking at. Kind of wanted to wait for all the dust to settle and the smoke to clear before making any bets today. Hopefully you guys were able to find some ways to be profitable yesterday and make some money. I got to get back on that track today. I'm going to go through the comments real quick. Algina says, good evening, Chris and chat. Let's go. We got a late show. Let's find some value on the board. Let's do that. What's up, Tasha? Hope all is well with you. Good afternoon, J-Man. Prolific says, just like the old days. What's up, Saturated? Raptors fans says, prayers for my Wizards, man. The 80 is a bonus sweepstakes over. Yeah, y'all need a big man in the worst possible way. Yeah, what's up, Boogie Ace? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Let's go ahead and get things started, man. What's up, Nexus? Hope all is well with you, my guy. Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Brian says Denver team total over today. I'm on the 76ers. I'm on the 76ers team. Total yesterday was good again. They're again back to back. Okay. All right, let's get into it for today. So we'll start off with Jackson as we always do. AI Sports Betting Tool is linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. There's a promo link where you can, whatever tier you select, you can get 50% off using that link in the description. So yesterday, Jackson had a 1-1 split yesterday as well. The Knicks minus the 12.5 was easy against the Wizards. And then the Warriors minus the 3 was a loser. And I didn't like that one as much anyway. But yeah, that was the 2 looks from Jackson yesterday. I asked Jackson the same prompt, which is just to analyze the situational advantages and scheduling spots for the NBA today, provide me the best 2 spread bets based on situational advantages and rank them in confidence, in order of confidence. And Jackson says that it likes the New York Knicks minus the 4.5 first. So very confident, confidence level very high. So it says this is a premier situational advantage of the day. While both teams are playing the second leg of back-to-backs, the circumstances are vastly different. The Knicks at home after a dominant 132-101 blowout versus the Wizards, which allowed Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns to rest for much of the fourth quarter. The Nuggets, however, are traveling to Madison Square Garden after a grueling 121-124 loss in Detroit, where the starters played heavy minutes in a failed comeback attempt. Denver's also navigating the roster vacuum, which with key front court pieces and Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson both ruled out. So that's the situational advantage part. It says the Knicks are a statistical juggernaut in this spot, riding a 7-game winning streak where they won 6 of those games by average margin of 28.3 points. The ability to dominate the glass is a deciding factor here. New York ranks 5th in offensive rebound percentage at 31.7, while Denver's 25th. With Aaron Gordon out, the Nuggets lack the physical interior presence to stop Karl Anthony Towns and the Knicks front court from generating second chance points. News from the Nuggets camp indicate significant fatigue after the narrow loss to the Detroit Pistons last night. Denver's defense is plummeted to 23rd in the league, and they struggle to contain transition plays, ranking 24th in transition frequency allowed. Efficiency allowed, I'm sorry. The Knicks rank 4th in transition efficiency and use their home court energy to run use their energy to run a tired Nuggets team squad off the floor. While Nikola Jokic is back, the absence of Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson leaves Denver critically thin at the forward position. Expect the Knicks to use their superior depth and rebounding to cover the spread. So that's the first look. The second one is on is Houston Rockets, -7 against the Boston Celtics. It says this is a classic situational loss spot for the Boston Celtics. Boston's playing a second game in 24 hours after a physical 110-100 win in Dallas last night. Now they travel to Houston to face a rested Houston team that has been dominant at home, 17-4 record. Compounding the fatigue is a catastrophic injury report for Boston, while Houston enters relatively healthy with Kevin Durant probable to play. The Rockets are the most physical team in the NBA this season, leading the league in total rebounds at 49.4 per game, offensive rebound percentage at 39.2. This creates a nightmare scenario for Boston that is severely shorthanded. News reports indicate that Jaylen Brown is doubtful with the hamstring and knee issues, and the Celtics will be without Sam Hauser and the recently traded Anthony Simons. Without Brown's scoring and perimeter defense, Boston will struggle to contain a fresh Houston attack. Houston's defense ranks 4th in the league and is designed to disrupt rhythm, ranking 6th in effective field goal percentage allowed. Boston relies heavily on the three-pointers, second in attempts, but the towel legs on the second leg of a back-to-back lead to short jumpers and lower efficiency. The Rockets' ability to generate second chance opportunities, first in putback points, will be lethal against the Celtics front court and maybe fatigue from chasing Dallas last night. With Houston playing at home, they own a +7 point differential. They're primed to exploit Boston's depleted roster and scheduling disadvantage. So those are the two looks for Jackson. I kind of like the breakdowns. Let's get into the matchups though. So the first one we'll go to is the Nuggets and the Knicks. Line was at 5.5. It looks like 5.5 is still available. Total has gone up from 223 up to 226.5. So I mean, Jackson just kind of talked about this one a little bit. I did want to make sure. I mentioned the injury report. So I did see that Jackson just got ruled out. Deuce McBride is also out. Denver will have everybody. Denver has Christian Brown listed as probable. I see, of course, no Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson, but everybody that played last night is going to be available on this night as well. So I kind of feel like a couple different things. Let me tell you what I wrote in my notes. So for Denver, not the greatest fatigue spot. Like this is a 5th game in 7 nights. They are 7-3 against the spread and straight up when they're playing the rest of the season. Interesting to know, I was looking through some stuff last night when I was handicapping this game. Denver's actually, this is a crazy stat I found. Denver's actually 4-1, both straight up and against the spread when they're playing 5th game in 7 nights since the start of last season. Only loss, ironically, came to the Washington Wizards when they were laying 11.5 points and they lost the game outright by 3. Denver has done extremely well. Probably them and Portland, probably the best teams in the NBA over the last couple of years of being, winning games, covering spreads on the second leg of back-to-back games. Now, on the Knicks side of things, the Josh Hart injury is big because when I was looking at this earlier, Josh Hart was the leader of, this revelation that the New York Knicks had been playing recently. So he came back in that Portland game, and they were able to get the win in the cover in that game. And they had one bad game, I think it was against Dallas. But Brunson also got hurt after that as well. Regardless of all that, the Knicks this season without Jalen Brunson are 5-6 straight up and 3-8 against the number. They're 7-4 to the over. Defense kind of takes a little bit of a step back. In this spot, I kind of think that the game does go over. I feel like Josh Hart is big. I know that he's big as far as like being able to just generate offense for the Knicks. I don't trust Denver defensively right now. Like if I watch the Detroit score the basketball pretty efficiently, I feel like with Detroit, if Detroit can do that, the Knicks definitely can. I'm somebody that think that the Knicks offense is better than Detroit's. At the crib, like I kind of think that the over is the right play here. Yeah, I kind of think that the over is the right play. The more that I think, like, kind of just talk it out, I feel like the over is the right play. I also think, real quick, let me just look at the Knicks this season without Josh Hart at home games. 2-3 straight up, 2-3 against the number. They lost to the Suns, beat the Clippers, lost to the Sixers, lost to the Hawks, and they beat the Cavs at the beginning of the season. So all quality opponents outside of Atlanta, but Atlanta did get them in this one as well. These are 3-2 to the over as well. Games averaging about 225 points, which is right where this total is for today. I really don't want to fade the Knicks right now, but something tells me Denver can still compete in this game. This was at 6.5 last night. It came down, of course. The Knicks are not really, in my opinion, too fadeable right now. They've won 6 straight, covered 6 straight, 8 straight unders, 2-3, straight up and against the number when they're playing the rest of this season. But I like, for the Knicks, if you do like the Knicks, you like that Mitchell Robinson is back because he didn't play last night against the Wizards. That means that the Knicks, in my opinion, probably really want this game as well. So didn't play anything yet, but I kind of want to get there with the over, and I kind of think that I kind of want to buck the Knicks trend without Josh Hart and take Denver in this spot. If I'm playing, I'm playing Denver. If I'm playing over. Those are my thoughts. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. The whackness is strong with these games, Saturated says. Rollo said he may licking his chops. No Josh Hart, can't take the Knicks. I kind of agree with that. Bron just got ruled in too. Okay. Let's see. I gotta make sure I got a underdog loaded up on my phone so I can see it. Yeah, he did just get ruled in. Okay. Nobody else, right? Yeah, Isaac Jones, James Harden, expect to make it. Okay, cool. Yeah, double. I kind of think over, and I kind of think Denver. Raptors fan says, I like the over for this game as well. Was hesitant about it because of the Josh Hart injury. I kind of think the offense should still be able to score a little bit, man. Denver, I just don't like what I saw from Denver last night defensively against Detroit. Cade Cunningham was, willing and dealing last night. Resource says he likes OG over 22.5 points plus rebounds. OG's been hooping. I mentioned his name yesterday. I think he cashed again yesterday, but I didn't play it. But we did talk about OG, just really consistent right now. I didn't really look into the matchup though, so I don't want to talk too much. Freestyle says over every game without Josh Hart. That's a nice little trend. Over last 3 games on back-to-backs as well. Okay, did your homework on that one. Michael says it's over for him. What's up, Mark? Hope all is well down in Texas. Brunson over his points, rebounds, and assists. Knicks in the over at MSG at the Mecca. Jestray says, yeah, strong over. So a lot of people like over as well. Yeah, man, I kind of think we see a little bit of offense. And so, I don't know, what I wanted to look for was to make sure that David Adelman, the coach for the Denver Nuggets, wasn't going put Jokic, because Jokic has only been back for a couple games now. So I wanted to make sure he didn't have any kind of minutes restriction. I didn't get a chance to read about it yet. Minutes restriction because it's second leg of back-to-back. But something tells me that Denver, losing that game last night, something tell me that they'll look good. Maybe even to start in this game. I took them early yesterday. They dropped the ball, but maybe early tonight is the better play. But then potentially being able to, running out of gas on 5th game in 7 nights. Knicks coming off a big win as well. Now on their offense, so it'll change a little bit because you probably start Mitchell Robinson and have to kind of get acclimated to not playing with Josh Hart again. So I don't know. Kind of talking myself into Denver early as well. Tosh says Denver +5. The line was +7 earlier. Since the line favored Denver, I got in on it. Okay. Mitchell says he likes over. Adam says, Chris, you don't like OG threes? Man, look at his threes. No, I can't talk you off his threes. I don't need to see him. I think some of the gravity that allows him to get those 3, Adam, is like Josh Hart as well. Because Josh Hart is the second best playmaker on the team outside of Jalen Brunson. So I would look at his threes with Josh Hart in. Yeah, I think I would look at his threes with Josh Hart in versus Josh Hart being out. Marks has played Denver +6.5 and the over 224.5. And you got two good numbers. Okay. Adam says you got a double for Brunson at plus 950 last night. Okay. K got one last night, I think. All right, let's keep going. Next game up is the Pelicans and the Bucks. I know you guys are probably wondering, Chris, why the hell do you want to talk about the Pelicans and the Bucks? So line open 4.5 is up to 5.5. It was at 5 last. I wrote down 5 last night in my notes, and the total was at 221, and it's moved up from 221 to 222.5. So I did see earlier that Bobby Portis got ruled out. This is a game where, like, if you playing, you definitely want to wait to. In my personal opinion, you definitely want to wait to the last minute because we don't know who's going to get traded and when they're going to get traded. They could get traded, in warm up lines. But it's crazy. When I was looking at the game last night, first thing that stood out to me while the Bucks were still playing and beating the Bulls last night, beat the brakes off. The first thing that stood out to me was, man, like, why would the Pelicans be laying so many points in this spot? Do we really think the Pelicans should ever be road favorites in life? This was a team that just had a 100 lead against the Charlotte Hornets at halftime and still lost the game almost by double digits. So, like, I want to look at something real quick. Pelicans this season is road favorites. Only one time. They beat the Wizards 128-107. I like the Pelicans here. It ain't have nothing to do with that trend because I didn't even know that they had been a road favorite before. They were laying 3 in that spot. I like the Pelicans here. It's not – I haven't bet it yet because I want to see what happens with the injury report, but it's not necessarily the greatest spot for the Pelicans. It's the last game of a 3-game road trip. They played 7 of their last 10 games on the road. They probably can't wait to get back to New Orleans. They're coming off back-to-back losses and non-covers, and they're 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. But I don't want anything to do with the Bucks, especially off a big win like that. They're 4-2 to the under when they're playing unrested. Only 8-13 against the spread at home. Big win against Chicago last night to finally end a 5-game losing streak. I think the Pelicans can get the job done here, man. There's one more thing that I looked at I want to share with you guys. I'm not going to pull this up on the screen, but I will show you guys just this trend that I found. So actually, I will share. I'll share it just because it's going to be easier for you guys to see it. It's a lot of talking. It's actually a bunch of parameters in this one. So I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. So, all right. So this is, let me minimize myself. This is Give Me the Dog. We used this yesterday when we were looking at a couple trends. One that actually backed the Bucks yesterday and one that backed Portland Trailblazers as well. So this is so I wanted to take out the first first 10 games, right? So game numbers after 10. So this, because there's a lot of noise in the first 10 games. So I looked at game 11 through 82. So your opponent has a better win percentage than you, but you have more rest than your opponent, and you're road favorite. And it's a pretty short line where you're laying between the possession and 2, right? So line is bigger than 3, but it's less than 6. And you can see in this trend right here, this is actually pretty profitable, 28-17, 62.2% in the 45-game sample. It's not a big sample, but I kind of feel like if I click here, you can see that the trend is active right here on Pelicans and Bucks. This trend also says over, 57% to the over, but I had another system that was actually active on the under in this game. I kind of think that the game goes under. Like both of I don't trust the Pelicans offense to be able to. I don't trust the Bucks offense to be able to score. Especially, I didn't mention Bobby Portis, but he's out. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't trust them to be able to score the basketball efficiently. Either team to score the basketball that efficiently, honestly. So I kind of think Pelicans and I kind of think under are my thoughts in this game. There is one player prop that I wanted to show you guys as well. If I can get over to the outlier in this one. So this is outlier. Link is in the description if you guys are ever interested in checking this out. So this is Ryan Rollins. I like him over his boys in this spot too, man. I didn't bet this one yet either. Like I said, just kind of want to wait on the injury news. But Ryan Rollins is at 5.5 rebounds in this spot. And of course, I always start with the full season data, which you can see he's over in just 38% of the games, 18 of 48, averaging 4.6 right here. So we need him to grab an extra rebound and a half from his normal average. you can see that if we just look at his last, what is this, probably like last 10 games, that number gets a lot better, right? 6 of his last 10. And of course, a lot of this has to do with no Giannis, right? So we go here, we click the drop down arrow, we click games without Giannis. And that 4.6 that we were looking at is up to 5, right? So now we just need him to grab one extra board. It's plus money, plus 112. I think it's a really good look on Ryan Rollins over his boards. If we just look at the last, 6 games, we can see that he's hit 6 or more in 4 of his last 6 as well. The unders came against the Memphis Grizzlies when they lost by 21. And they came to by Washington when they lost by 3. When they lost by 10 in DC. So highly correlated with, probably with his minutes. So you see 26 minutes here and only 23 minutes in these blowouts, but 32, 38, 36, and 34. So all the games he's had 30 plus minutes, which I'm expecting him to play 30 plus today. He has gone over this number. And I like Ryan Rollins, especially at plus money. You can click this drop down arrow. You can see plus 112 at 108 at FanDuel. Bet Rivers got a plus 112. Novig got a plus 107. I like this. And there's a link in the description if you guys are interested in Novig as well. They typically have really good lines. So check out Novig if you guys are interested in signing up using that link in the description as well. But yeah, I like Ryan Rollins over his boards in this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking here, and then we'll keep it moving. I actually had a lot of thoughts on this game. I couldn't believe I had so many thoughts on this game. Let's see. Next, he said, this is an ugly game. Ryan fan says this has to be a Zion or Trey Murphy game for sure. Yeah, it could be either or. The Bucks are really terrible 3-point defense, and I don't think it's gonna get any better. Doc probably ain't gonna change nothing. So I think so too. J-Man says Miles Turner 2 blocks, maybe a first half cash. Okay. Adam says we talked about Cal balling out Kuzma. Everything goes up with the injuries. I played him up to 8 assists. Yeah, Cal had 31 last night. Probably never do that again. And I'm not a big Cal Kuzma disliker. I actually love Cal Kuzma. He was on that championship team for the Lakers in the bubble, but something tells me that won't happen again. I mean, against this team, it could though. The Pelicans, they're not great on defense, man. What's up, dude? He says Bucks not making 60% from 3 again. Give me the Pelicans. I'm right there with you, man. Adam says also sprinkle Ryan Rollins triple double. Okay, he almost got one last night. Everything way up with the injuries. Okay, I like it. PYC says Bucks team total under 108.5 in his pocket. Mark says he played the Pelicans team total over. Sadiq Bey over his points and rebounds for Adam. Zion over his rebounds and assists. I know, Jay, man. It's so interesting, man. I love Trey Murphy to death. Shout out to UVA. He's starting to get a little inconsistent, though. He is starting to get a little inconsistent. I wish PYC. I'm glad. I hope I gave people enough conviction to play it last night. I'm watching the Golden State game, and I didn't realize that the first quarter had started for the Portland game because I was like, maybe I should bet it, maybe I shouldn't. Let me just see how it starts. And I see Portland go up like 15 points in the first quarter. I'm like, whew, I dodged the bullet. It's like 11:30 at this point because that game came on at 11 last night, Eastern time. And I'm like, I probably just turned it off. So I'm like up late night researching the games. And I go back to it at halftime. And I'm like, oh, Phoenix about to come back. I ain't going to play it, though. And, of course, they come back, win the game, cover the spread, all that good stuff. I stayed off of it, though, man. I hope other people played it, though. J-Man says, yeah, I'm thinking it's a Bay type of night tonight. Okay. Thoughts on double-double for Zion? I never take Zion to get rebounds, dude. That's just my thought process, though. J-Man says Kuzma over 25.5 points, rebounds, and assists with KPJ and Greek, but no Bobby, so I don't know. We shall see, man. We shall see. A lot of sweaty plays. You know what wasn't sweaty last night, though, Mark? That Philly was not sweaty at all, man. And I kept my wallet closed. Kept my wallet closed last night. Warriors can't be laying points. We knew that. We knew Philly was 8-1 on the second leg of back-to-backs. Ugh, I hate when I don't pull the trigger. All right. Do me a favor, man. Hit the like button if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not, especially if you're somebody that always supports the channel. It's definitely appreciated. Appreciate you guys for sure. All right, let's keep going. Next one up, Celtics and the Rockets. So I did have a system on this game as well. The system reads something like post-COVID, team playing second leg of back-to-back, third and four, or fourth and six, but they are unrested and they're coming off a win. Those teams are highly unprofitable. So let's see what I put in my notes. So we got to start with the injury report first, right? So Boston did. I was actually looking to play Boston last night or play the Rockets team total under. I was like, no, I'm not laying points with the Rockets. That's my first thought process when I was thinking about this game last night. All right, injury report. So Jaylen Brown's listed as doubtful. Told you guys that already. Vucevic probably won't make his debut with the team. We know that they're down Anthony Simons. Sam Hauser's also out. So can we trust Houston the latest many points? They were missing KD in Indiana a couple nights ago. Now they're back home. I really don't want to, man. Here's the situational stuff. Boston, second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth, fourth and sixth. They are 15-10 straight up on the road, 6-3 against the spread when they're getting points on the road. They started the season 0-3, but they're a perfect 6-0 against the spread as road dogs since then. 5 straight unders. They played 8 of their last 10 under. Derek White and Jaylen Brown both did play north of 36 minutes last night, though. Something to note. I wrote it in my notes as well. Houston, though, just 8-13 against the spread at home. 8-13 straight up at home. 8-12-1 against the spread at home when they're laying points. The last 6 games in a row have actually gone under the number if they've been a favorite. 3 straight wins, but they're only 1-4 against the number in their last 5 games. Also, just 3-12. 3-12 in their last 15 games if they've been laying points. That's a little concerning, man. It's a little concerning here. Houston also 6-1 to the under in their home games versus teams that play at a bottom 10 pace. This total has come down significantly with the Jaylen Brown news, though. This was 216.5. It's all the way down to 210.5 now. I looked at Houston in home games versus teams that had a 55% win percentage or better when their opponents is playing unrested. They're 3-0 to the under in those games. They have stayed under their team total in each one. They scored 100 points against the Suns, 111 against the Spurs, and 108 against the Grizzlies. Houston's also 6-1 to the under in home games versus teams that play at a pace that's below 100, which we know Boston is bottom 3 in pace in the NBA. Celtics defense with more than 0 days rest gives up about 109 points. But crazy enough, Boston actually gives up 105 points if they're playing unrested. So the defense gets better. It gives up about 4 fewer points. I think that's a reason to maybe look towards the under in this game as well. I mean, I know the total's super low. If Jaylen Brown gets ruled out, which he probably will, I don't foresee them playing him in this spot, especially when it's an injury that a lower leg injury like he's suffering with. It kind of makes me think that Boston will still play slow. They'll this game will probably still go under. It'll probably be a real ugly scoring game. The other thing I wanted to see was just like Houston's still top 5 in offensive rebound percentage even without Steven Adams in their last handful of games. Boston has done a lot better recently with not getting dominated on the board. So Kane's gonna have his hands full today with Sengun. I'm not sure, man. The query though, the one that I was telling you guys about was 57% in a 350 game sample size, 57% towards the Houston Rockets to win this game. And again, like I said, that's teams playing second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth, or fourth and sixth. They're on the road coming off a win, and they're unrested. I want to add something else real quick. Let me just see if they're road dogs and they're getting, let's say they're getting more than 5. Oh yeah, this says Houston. It's 56-80. It's 56-88-2, which is only 38.9% of the time that a road dog getting more than 5 points, coming off a win, playing unrested, fourth and sixth, since 12-6 to the under this season. So 33% of those games went under the total, but this is a super low number. It's also active on the Spurs game, but we're not going to talk about that game because that line has flipped so much. I would actually probably potentially look to play the over in that game. The totals come down so much in that one. But yeah, this says Houston. I guess Houston is the right play. What was the line last night? It was 6. So it's only moved a point and a half without Jaylen Brown. Well, potentially without Jaylen Brown. We'll see if he doesn't play or not. If he does play. Let's see what you guys are saying about this. You did say it last night, Jimmy. Philly was easy money, and yes, they were. I had to get back in the Discord, Mark. I had to get back in the Discord. It's my damn Discord. I gotta get back, man. He's listed as doubtful, 77 bigs. I kind of feel like he's not gonna play, man. I kind of feel like that. Mark got in on under 216. Udoka Woodshed. Let's ride. Oh, I forgot he's playing against the old team. They got revenge too, right? Yeah, I think the last time that they played, Boston beat Houston in that game. I don't think I wrote it down, but yeah. Rockets play around with their food too much. I agree with this, JC. That's why I didn't bet them yet. Mark says, I lean Houston, but Boston's tricky. I actually played Houston money line, Mark says. San Antonio money line this morning before the trade shenanigans. Shout out to you. Under looks like a trap, but data shows this one under. Yeah, probably something live, PYG. I'm not playing under this low. It's scary a little bit, in my opinion. Okay. What's up, Lot? He says Jared Allen, most rebounds at 101. What you think? Him or Zubac? I don't know who. I didn't really look too much into it. Yeah, I don't think OKC went to smoke. They kind of threw their hand in earlier about putting all their players out. All right, let's go to the last game, man. I think Houston can blow out Boston. Like, I think it's a pretty big number for a big reason. I do think Houston can blow Boston out tonight. Would not surprise me if, the Celtics kind of look super flat. They have been so good, and Houston has been so bad in this spot that it would not surprise me if Houston won this game by double digits tonight. That's what I'll say. Especially if Houston, guards the ball like they're supposed to. They haven't recently, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I don't want to discount Boston. They've been playing really well, but it is a major fatigue spot. Houston has a great rest advantage. KD rested. All right, let's go to the last one. Well, actually, those are the only 3 I really want to talk about. We went through Denver, New York, Minnesota, and Toronto. I wrote in my notes, I did all my notes, and I wrote scratch until we know if and Randall are playing. And we still don't know if and Randall are playing. So I didn't look too heavily into this game. This was the first game that I scratched off the board. Yesterday, I made a poor choice of trying to handicap all the games with the injury news and the trade deadline stuff. And I told myself I wasn't going to do that today. So I didn't see any injury news. Y'all let me know if y'all saw something that I missed. But I didn't see any updated injury news. I also know that, Anthony Edwards is going to play. Okay. Available to play. Julius Randle also available to play. So I thought that Julius Randle was on the report because of the Giannis trade. And he could potentially get traded anytime. That was another reason why I kind of wanted to skip over this game. But I'm guessing that the money has kind of came back in on had to come back in on Minnesota, right? Yeah, they're 3-point dogs now. And that's where it was at 2.5 last night. The total was at 222.5, 225.5. So it's up 3.5 points. So Minnesota, I'm just thinking about the game. Minnesota has won 4 straight. They had won 4 straight until they lost to Memphis 2 nights ago. This is the last of a 3-game road trip. Toronto is just 9-16 at home. 3 straight non-covers for them. This is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Bulls coming to town tomorrow. So the way I kind of think about Toronto, like at least recently, is that like they just really lack so much size. It lacks so much size, in my opinion. Like I watched that game against Utah the other day where Lauri Markkanen and Nurkic were just killing them in the first half. Like Kyler Murray Bulls, I think is going to be nice, but like they like when you take him out, you really can just get whatever it is that you want. So I guess I agree with the total going up in this game. I think Minnesota should be able to score the basketball, even if they don't want to play any defense, because they can give up 130 to the Memphis Grizzlies with the roster that they had the other night. So Toronto's not a super fast-paced team, but Minnesota does want to play fast. They want to shoot a bunch of threes. Toronto typically does a really good job of running teams off the three-point line. I'd be interested to see what Rudy Gobert rebounds are. I kind of feel like Colin Murray Bulls, if he gets to start, plays with his, more so like with his back towards the basket, he can shoot a little bit, but he like kind of roams around at the rim. So something tells me Gobert rebounds should be a good proposition in this game, man. I kind of just want to look real quick and see what Gobert rebounds are. Let's see. 9.5 for Rudy Gobert, and it's used to the under too at -121. Let's just look at some stuff real quick. So, that's his points. I'm sorry. That's way too low. 11.5 is the number, and he's hit the over in 12 of his last 21 games, averaging right at 12.1 rebounds. Toronto's not the worst rebounding team in the league. They're about middle of the pack in their last 5 games. Last 15 games, they are top 10. On the season, they're 13th. I kind of like Rudy to get 12 boards in this game. That's what I kind of like. That's the one thing that kind of sticks out to me. I've religiously talked about how I don't really like taking Minnesota laying points on the road. They just play around with their food a little bit too much for me. But I will say this: Minnesota this season, off a loss, I think that their next games typically go under. Clearly, I'm just capping this one. I'm just spitballing. So yeah, if they are coming off a loss, they are 10-9 against the number, only 52%. Win by about 6 points per game. They are 12-7 to the under, so the games are staying under 63% this season. And if they're on the road and they're favored in that spot, they are 3-2 to the under. These games still average 236 points though. Slow-paced team like the Raptors, I don't know, man. Raptors just kind of give me the ick right now. Like they offense kind of struggling. I just feel like they're kind of going through it. Let me just check their last couple games. So yeah, they didn't cover against the Knicks. They got smoked to the Knicks. Lost that game by 27. Lost to the Magic by 10. They were 2.5-point dogs in that game, and they beat the Jazz by 7. But they were laying 10.5 in that spot as well. So back-to-back non-covers. I don't know, just a very inconsistent team right now. 4-1 to the under in their last 5 games. No, what you guys think, man? Let me see what y'all think. I don't know if I'm gonna bet this one. Oh, Zubac out? I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, I kind of think it's 7 for a reason, J man. I think Houston could get the job done tonight. I kind of like that trend too. Houston, Denver. Those the spread bets for me. If I'm playing, I haven't played anything yet, but those are the numbers. I agree with this as well, Goon Collector. I definitely agree with that. 77 Figure says OKC will break bookies tonight, getting all these points. They play defense regardless, plus 9.5 for him. Okay. Toronto plus 1.5 for Mark. He got in. These teams cycling down, being in all-star mode, we got to be picky. That's a fact, 77 Figures. I definitely agree with that. Rashina says, can you look up teams after playing the Pistons? I don't think perform well afterwards. Yeah, let's look at that. Let's look at teams this season when they just played against the Pistons. So overall, teams are 26-22 straight up. 24-24 against the number, so it's not a lot here. It's actually crazy. The point differential is a -0.1, so it's a tenth of a point Let's add something else. So let's add that they're unrested. So you just played the Pistons and you're unrested. 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread, 4-1 to the under. Celtics beat the Pelicans. They were laying 4.5 and beat them by 32. The Magic beat the Hornets. They were laying 3.5, beat them by 16. Trailblazers were laying 1.5. Well, they were getting 1.5 and lost the game to the Magic by 4. I'll never forget that. Desmond Bane hit the three-pointer, crushed my ticket. Jazz Spurs. Jazz beat the Spurs. Beat the Spurs by 13, and they were getting 14.5. So this not a super strong trend at all. This is not good. And the Suns beat the Cavs as well after losing to Detroit in that game before. This was last week. They were getting 2, and they won that game by 13. So that's not super strong at all. Next it says I got Spurs minus 3.5 right when Shea got ruled out. What do you think? That's still a good number? Yeah, I think 3.5 is good. I got it too. I caught Hard Rock slipping. I can't bet a lot, but I was able to get some in on it. I actually got plus 1.5 from the Spurs. They just left the line for way too long, but I didn't send it to the members. Like I can't signal Hard Rock bets. That's just something I keep for myself. It's not an official play. But I do got some Spurs money today. As soon as all that information came out as well. What else should I think here? Like Santi over his points, rebounds, and assists. I'm glad you mentioned that, Free Sauce, because I won't even talk about that game. Nuggets money line and Rockets money line is 9.5. My two-way and straights as well. Okay. Santi come back tonight and get a double-double. Santi should be able to get some run tonight. I don't even know who playing for them. 77 figures is no Conley. I'm concerned about their locker room. A lot on Edwards' plate now. And this is a fact. I don't think people think about that. They still got who? Joe Ingles, right? He probably the only vet they got. And honestly, this team needs another vet. Like the reason why they kind of go out there and kind of BS around is because they don't have that veteran leadership. And maybe that's why they got rid of Mike Conley. Outside of Mike Conley playing absolutely terrible. I love Mike Conley. He's a one of my favorite point guards of all time. Like Mike Conley's a beast. I don't know if he's one of my favorite point guards, but I like Mike Conley. I respect him a lot, but he's been playing terrible this year. And I don't know if his veteran leadership is enough to really corral that locker room anyway. So I can understand this 77 figures. I can understand that. When the number's so short, though, it kind of makes me think that Timberwolves can still win the game, cover the number. Dude says he bet on Wemby over 22.5 points. Dolph says Sabonis double-double. Tell me how you feel, Chris, in Zion's 6 rebounds. Yeah, Sabonis, if he plays, he's in a good spot. Let's keep going. So let's go through the other games then. So that's the Minnesota-Toronto game. We talked about New Orleans and Milwaukee. If I'm betting that game, which I probably am, I'm taking New Orleans minus the 5.5 there. So I like Houston minus the 7.5, Denver minus the plus the, I think you can get a 5 right now. And then let's see, OKC San Antonio. No, that's the game we're gonna skip for sure. All my systems said to play the under last night, and they said to play the San Antonio Spurs. So with them getting a short 2, that's what I was thinking. OKC only 1-6 against the spread when they're playing on the second leg of back-to-back, 0-3 straight up and against the number when they're playing unrested on the road this season. That's why that number was so short last night at +2. So I had some numbers on the under and numbers on the Spurs. Memphis and Sacramento. I didn't look into this game. Like I wrote 1-800-GAMBLING game down right beside it. I did see the Westbrook's not supposed to trade him anymore now. He's still listed as questionable for this game. DeAndre Hunter is supposedly supposed to make his season debut. We'll see if that happens. I kind of feel like, so the spot's not great for Sacramento. It is their first game home off the East Coast road trip, 5-game road trip. They've lost 9 in a row. Sacramento doesn't want to win games. Memphis, we can see last night, based on the trades that they made, they definitely don't want to win games. Looks like they're starting Santi Aldama at center. Like, what? Sabonis could go out here and have 25 rebounds if he wanted to. With Santi Aldama, you better put Gigi down there and like give Gigi some help. Sacramento is the better team. Should they win the game? In my opinion, yes. They only laying 1.5. Like I said, it's not the greatest situational spot. Both teams 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. Both teams have a losing ATS record in this scenario. So Memphis on the road, losing record. Sacramento at home. Sacramento actually the worst ATS team in the league, I think. Third meeting this season, Sacramento got double revenge. Both Memphis won and covered both as 3-point favorites. First one went under 233.5. The second one went under 234.5. So I say all that to say I have no idea. Sacramento has the better players, in my opinion, but I don't know. Memphis got more players listed as out than they do as in for this game. So I don't know, man. I guess if I'm betting, I'm taking Sacramento, but I don't really want to do that with my money either. JC says, light the beam. Maybe they want to turn up for DeAndre Hunter first game, man. Yeah, Joe Ingles is still in the league, Chris. He is still in the league, man. Still getting them checks. Still cashing them checks, man. Holmgren under his 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Wemby owns him. That's a fact. He does. As long as they don't let down, Mark, they should absolutely run him off the floor in tonight's game. King's losing streak in the night. I kind of think so too, man. I kind of think so, Fresh. I do kind of agree with that. Kings got to move to Vegas if they can't win tonight. Man, the Kings are so bad, man. Kings are so bad. Memphis-Sacramento game, who gets fired first? Christie is just awful. He is awful. And I like Doug Christie as a player. I remember, being like a teenager, watching him go up against my Lakers, in the playoffs. He was on them Chris Webber teams, them Bobby Jackson teams. Doug Christie was a hell of a defender, hell of a, just a competitor in general, but he's not good as a coach. I mean, he also got some guys that's hard to coach, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to coach Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook either. So, kudos to him. If he tried to let his hair grow, he'd probably still have a bald head, because good luck with that, man. So it seems like a lot of stress, in my opinion. Adams says Cam Spencer over his assists. I like him. Santi triple-double might be in play. Okay. Sacramento hasn't lost a home game as a favorite. Look it up. Got me out here about to go look the Sacramento Kings up as a favorite. I typed in Sacramento too. You can tell I don't look for the Kings too often. I meant to type in Kings. Hold on. Kings home favorite. They have lost. They lost once. They lost to the Lakers. They were laying 3.5 back on October the 26th. But they are 3-1. 3-1 straight up, 2-2 against the number. They win by an average of 3 points, 3-1 to the over as well in this spot. So, yeah, you were close. G League Jackson. Nexus said, uppercut Rick Fox. I don't do my man Rick Fox like that, man. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to Rick Fox, man. All right. What do we have anything else? Oh, Cleveland and Clippers. Nobody even told me to go to segue to the next game. Cleveland and Clippers. So of course, no Harden, no Mobley, no Max Strus. Darius Garland, of course, is out on the Clippers side of things. Zubac is also out. This gives me Cavs vibes. It does give me Cavs vibes. I was looking at a couple of things earlier. Let me just find it real quick. I was looking at Harden. I was looking at with. It's loading too slow. Let me just see it. Let me just do it one more time. So Clippers and James Harden minutes. All right. So Clippers, James Harden minutes equals 0. They're 2-3 straight up, 2-3 against it. The both one was the Sixers loss, of course. They were on the second leg of a back-to-back in that game. Before that, they did beat the Suns the game before that. And then they also beat the Warriors and covered the spread back on January the 5th. Before that, they lost to the Suns and the Thunder. So Cleveland has been playing some pretty good ball. They're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. Third straight road game for them. We did get them in a nice bounce back spot the other day against the Portland Trailblazers. And they do have the rest advantage in this spot. The Clippers playing their third game in 4 nights without Harden now, of course, and without Zubac. Like, I don't really want this team without both of those guys. Brook Lopez, I'm not a big fan of. And, if the Clippers are a team that's been winning with their defense. They play pretty slow. They play some pretty good defense, but they got a lot of experimental pieces out there. Like when I see some of those guys that they're running now, it don't make me want to go back this team. It just, to me, it screams like lack of offensive, like a lack of rim protection. not rim protection, but like a lack of offensive production, I guess is what I should say. Real quick, I want to give you guys one more number. Oh, I actually got it pulled up already. Let's see. So I looked into this already too. So without James Harden on the floor, the Clippers, just going to clean the glass, the Clippers are they are -3 in net rating, 109.6 offensive rating, and a 112 defensive rating. So the defense hasn't been bad. The offense just stinks. If you take James Harden and Zubac off the floor, they are a -5.4 in net rating. They're 105.7 offensive rating. That's the 4th percentile on per clean the glass, which you want to be like 99 percentile, 90 percentile. So 4% offensive, 4% in the offensive scoring percentile, with a 105.7 offensive rating and a 111 defensive rating. So the defense still plays pretty good. This is about a 698 possessions, so almost 700 possessions. I think Cleveland should be able to get the job done. I kind of feel like both teams have been playing some pretty good basketball. The Clippers have won a bunch of games in a row as of late. Kind of got caught slipping on the second leg of that back-to-back against the Philadelphia 76ers the other night. But something tells me that, maybe the James Harden news, still kind of lingering in the locker room. I heard that James Harden went back to go grab his stuff, and, it was a pretty emotional scene for him and, a lot of the players and stuff like that. So maybe the Clippers continue to struggle in this spot. They are, let's see. As a home dog, they've actually won 4 of their last 5. Outside of the Sixers game, they have won. These games are averaging 222 points. More recently, an over against the Clippers, an under against the Warriors, an under against the Pistons, an over against the Rockets, and an under against the Lakers. Oh, man. Cavs have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They won 6 of their last 7, 8 of their last 10. And like I said, they're 7-3 against the number. They did get bopped by the Suns though. Beat the Hornets, beat the Sixers, beat the Trailblazers. Got the rest advantage in this spot. They're 10-5 to the over as well, man. Like, just kind of feel like, what if we just play over? Can the Clippers put up enough points to keep this one just a little bit competitive? 221 is a super low total. Talked about taking the 76ers and the Clippers over the other day, and I didn't, and that game flew over the number. I think I like over here. I think that Cleveland, let's see, low totals on the road. Oh yeah, I like this. So Cleveland, LAC. I'm just talking this one out with you guys. Over 221.5 is something I'll be looking at. Without Zubac, the offense should be, moving a little bit faster, I would say. On the Clipper side, the defense probably gets a little bit worse, in my opinion. Maybe Brook Lopez can shoot some threes. He can't really do anything else. So I'm looking at the Cavs. The Cavs as road favorites this season with low totals. So this is the lowest one. I'll actually show you guys this real quick. So let me just show you guys this real quick. See if I can pull this up. All right, and then I'll do a quick recap and get off here. All right, so Clippers. So this is let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see this a little better. All right, so this is, that's a little too far. All right, so this is Cavs. BASB is just before the All-Star break, and their road favorites this season. You can see that they're 10-5 against the number, so 66%. Average total is 235.5, so they clear, big numbers, and they clear them by about 5 points. You see 4.8 right here. So we come here and we just hit total. You can see that you can see the totals, right? So 222 against the Clippers, against the Suns went over. Trailblazers was a 228.5. went over, and this is how much they went over by: 17 points, 12.5 points, over by half a point against the Knicks, over by 24 points against the Nets. Against the Pacers, they went over by 23.5 points. So if the total is below 231, then they have all went over. So you can come here, you can add in total below 231, and you can see that they're perfect 5-0 if they're road favorites with a total that's below 230. And some of these are slow paced teams, right? Like Cavs and the Knicks got to 220. The rest of these games flew over the number. You can see right here. Yeah, these didn't even come close. So we can cross-reference this. We're looking at the Clippers. Home dogs this season, 4-3. Straight up 4-3 against the spread, 4-3 to the over/under. These games are averaging right at 222. Then we can look at their total, 221, which is that's interesting too. So their total is below 222. Then they've gone under every single time. You can see that they went over by 13.5 points to the Thunder, over by 16.5 points to the Rockets, over by 20.5 points to the 76ers as well. So we just go in total is less than 222. Perfect 3-0. Games going over by 16.8 points. Maybe over. Maybe just play over. I like over. Where did the total move to? Last night I wrote down 223.5 in my notes, and it's down to 221. Well, it's coming back up now. 221.5 looks like it's only available on FanDuel right now. We double check that. Yeah, everybody else got 222 or 222.5. I think I might play this too. Over 221.5. Cleveland and Clippers. Just kind of stay away from the spread. That's a pretty low number, right? What do you guys think about that? Y'all let me know. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. All right, and that's it. I got to get ready to get up off here. I feel like I've been on here for forever. That's what happened when I don't go through all the games and have sides and I'm talking about kind of handicapping them on the fly. Let's see. What are y'all thoughts here? Kawhi points, rebounds, and assists over Ty Jerome masterclass tonight. I could definitely see this, OG. He's been hooping, man. Kind of flying under the radar too. Like I gotta write that down. Ty Jerome. He lit the whatchamacallit up the other day. The Timberwolves. UVA. Shout out UVA. Ty Jerome. I wrote that name down. Donovan Mitchell scored 35. Allen most rebounds for Lock. Took Allen over his points. He should be able to get the most boards. I agree with that. I bet you Kawhi grabbed 10 rebounds tonight because I don't take him. We took his 5.5 the other night. He finished with 3. Kawhi boys without Harden should be a play as well. Cleveland not the greatest rebounding team. What's up, Library? Appreciate you for tapping in. Says, let's try to wrap it up. Game's about to start. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to wrap it up too. I gotta go take a shower and eat dinner. Yeah, I agree with this. Easy. Going right back to Merrill threes, ladder up to 6. That's a good look at him. We cashed Kelly Oubre in this spot the other day. I like it. I like it a lot. Clippers, I forgot about that. The 3-point defense is not great. I like over though. I think I'm gonna play over in this game. After talking it out, doing my homework. Only played Collins in the Clippers game, points and rebounds and threes. Okay. Like the over with the trades, guys will be one to show out. Game will fly over if they're hitting threes. I like it, Chris. Yeah, I'm gonna play that. I'm actually gonna play that. All right. So I had to come on here and talk these games out a little bit today with you guys, rather than like having a whole bunch of official plays. But I'm gonna put these in. I'm actually gonna put these in. It's 6:53, so we got about 10 minutes. Actually, perfect timing. It's a big card for tomorrow too. I gotta actually get started on that card. Hold on. Did Aiden get 11 points last night? Just check one more thing real quick. I'm just looking at my recap from yesterday. Nah, he didn't. He had 7. Okay. Because I'm looking at my recap from yesterday. Everything I played, both plays I made were losers, and the other 3 were winners. But Aiden would have went under 2. Aiden would have been a loser. So it would have been 3-3 day. Cooper Flag crushing his boards. We got to pay attention to that. Cooper Flag has been rebounding that basketball, scoring it too, but he's definitely been rebounding the ball like really, really well. And then Phoenix and Philly were both good money yesterday too. So what I wrote down in my notes, I'm gonna just show you so you guys can see this. Houston minus the 7.5, I think is the best number you can get. Denver plus the 5, I think is the best number you could get. New Orleans minus the 5.5 sounds crazy, I know. And Cleveland and LAC over the 221.5. And then I'm gonna look into some Ty Jerome as well. And then my player prop was on Ryan Hollins over his 5.5 rebounds. And I'm probably gonna play that too. So these are the looks, man. These are the looks for myself today. And I'm gonna get these pulled up so you guys can see them. All right, so yeah, they're there. These are the looks, man. Appreciate you, Elijah. Says, what y'all think about OKC being 9.5 point dogs? I mean, that's a big number. Real quick, I'll look at that real quick. I'm just curious to see when the last time OKC been this big of a dog. It's probably been a couple years now, I would think. Yeah, it's been since March the 3rd, 2023. They haven't been getting 9 points in a long time, man. They have not been getting 9 points. This is when they used to suck. I know y'all remember this. They were getting 9 points to the Suns. They lost the game by 31. But they used to cover as dogs, though. Like that season when they sucked, they were still covering numbers. That season, like that 2022 season, this comes from that 2022 season. So since the 2022 season, they are 9-1-2 against the number when they're getting 10 points, when they're getting 9 points or more. 9-1-2 and 9-3 to the over. I think that game goes over today. I really, really do. I'm gonna actually write that down too. I think that could go over. I probably won't play it. But I think it can go over. I do think it can go over. Play Fag double with Drummond, and he missed it by 1 board. He had 9, and they pulled him halfway in the fourth quarter. It's because they couldn't score. Boston, I thought that Boston was going to struggle a little bit. I mean, they didn't hit their team totals 115.5. I had that in my short list as well. But they were down. Boston was dominating that game for pretty much majority of it. So yeah, I did see that though. I was watching that game. All right, so this is it, man. I'm gonna put a couple of these in. I'm not sure which ones yet, but probably all of them. Honestly, I'll just go light and make a bunch of plays today. That's what I like, man. I hope you guys found the show helpful. Resources all linked in the description of the video. If you guys are interested, check out Jackson Outlier, Moneyballer, Odds Jam, and that'll be it. I'll be back tomorrow. Got to figure out what time. Probably early in the morning tomorrow. Get my life back on track and on schedule. But I'll let you guys know. You'll see the link when it's posted. Best of luck on your action tonight, man. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the night, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.